Hi, it's a lipstick gal. Thanks so much for watching today. I'm trying on some new lipsticks. When I say new, I mean new to my collection because some of these are newer releases and then some of them have been around for a while. I just haven't been willing to spend the cash. I'll tell you, 4 out of the 6 that I'm trying on today are luxury lipsticks. And the first 2 that I'll try on for you are more along the lines of high-end. All of these products are available at Sephora and the brand's websites directly, but I've kind of had this hankering for kind of bougie lipsticks. I don't know where it came from. Some of these I picked up during the Sephora sale. Some of these I picked up when I went to make an exchange after the sale and I paid full price for. Here's the first one, and I have been using this one so much. Out of all 6 of these, this is the only one I like cracked into it the minute I was sitting in the parking lot after walking out and making that purchase at Sephora. Walked to my car, cracked it open, slapped it on, was like, yes. And it's exactly what I'm loving right now. This is from Kaja. This is the Jelly Charmed Glaze Lip Stain and Blush. Now, I'm never going to use it as a blush. Well, I'm most likely not going to use it as a blush. And this tends to come off more like a comfortable, it's lipstick-like in that it's color on your lips, but it's not necessarily like a bullet lipstick because it's liquid. This is what one layer of it looks like when it's on. I like that it has a little bit of slip to it. This is the only one that I've been wearing this one for almost like 2 weeks. I don't know why I have not been able to stop reaching for this. It's super comfortable. It does provide that long-lasting stain. So once this kind of glossy layer is gone, and it's not terribly glossy, but it's kind of like comfortable. You can actually add more on, no problem. This is nice because it doesn't end up getting like stuck in the corners. It doesn't puddle, it doesn't string, it doesn't pull. It does offer hydration. When my lips are feeling a little dry, I'll pull this out. And what I like about it is I can smush my lips together and distribute product and it doesn't mess it up. So nice. This is one I've been using without a lip liner. I've really been liking. Now, okay, the little kid in me loves this little keychain here, but I would be very happy if it was just this. If it didn't have this little notch here. I have it on here, but I don't know how long this is gonna last. I'm probably gonna lose it somewhere and I'm not gonna cry over it. I would be sad if I lost this. If you're curious, this is $25. I'll have everything linked below as well, but I feel like this is probably the most comfortable, easy lip product that I purchased recently. It really reminds me of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Tinted Lip Oil. I wouldn't say this is a lip oil, it's more a stain. And I like that this is saying that it's a stain. It feels the same. I really like this shade. This is Fig Soda. And this is what I wish this formula came in, because I like the packaging of this a little bit better than this. This feels very like Claire's Little Kid. It is not beautiful. It is not luxurious, but I don't mind like this soft touch situation, but I feel like the other Kaja beauty product I have, where is it? It's very kitschy. I feel like it's definitely going for a different sort of demographic, but I love the formulas so much. And the colors are really pretty too. I would be willing to get another one of these, but if you're liking these and they're out of stock, I feel like this is a really comparable and comfortable formula. And it doesn't take very long for it to stain. So I just wiped the glossy part off. I'm gonna do my best to get all of this off so that I can keep trying on other colors for you, but we might have a little residual stain. Here's another new product. This is from NARS. I can't tell you the last time I purchased a NARS product. I feel like I've been either uninspired or sleeping on the brand. I frequently forget about NARS, but this really pulled me in. This is the Sensual Shine lipstick, and it's supposed to be a glossy, comfortable lip. It's exactly what I love this time of year. And add to that, it's in slimline packaging, and I have really been loving slimline packaging. So I have the shade Turned On. Ooh, it glides. Ooh, I like that. Here's what it looks like on. I like that there's a shine to it. It has a really nice slip. This would be one of those, if you're used to a more traditional cream lipstick and you're starting to, you don't press too hard. I didn't have problems with it kind of crumbling on me, but it did kind of like it wanted to go straight out of my lip line. It's very smooth. It's very slick. It doesn't feel heavy, but not slick in a oily or a bad way. It feels like it's very nourishing. Oh my goodness. I think this is going to be fantastic. They had a lot of really neutral shades, but this shade in Turned On is kind of like that rosy nude that I like. I think I would like this more once I blot it. Give me a sec. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is really giving me that same tone as the one from Kaja, Fig Soda. Let me swatch that one for you. I was like, do I want to swatch it on my hand? Do I want to have a stain for the rest of the day? So here's the one from Kaja. Here's the one from NARS, but they have a very similar kind of rosy brown lead to them. And when I say brown, I guess I should say a rose with a hint of brown. There's a little bit of brown in both of these, and that's my favorite shade of kind of like a rose toned lipstick to wear. I don't want anything too bright. I don't want anything too punchy. I want it to look like my natural lip color, but dialed up. So I can't give you a review on this yet. Check back. I definitely will. But this is the first time in I don't know how long that I've been excited by a NARS product. If you are a diehard NARS fan, what products am I sleeping on? What should I be using? But this, I like the way this feels. So I made a mistake. I freely admit that I made a mistake. I was at Sephora making a return after the sale, and I thought, you know what I want to do while I'm here? I want to look at some luxury lipsticks. I want to swatch. I want to like decide which colors I like, because sometimes what we see online and sometimes what it is in real life are not the same. Frequently they are not the same. But I also wanted to feel the formula. I wanted to feel the component. I wanted to know what it was. And so as I was looking on the Dior display, they had like their creams, they had their satins, they had their mattes, and then they had the velvets. And I was like, ooh, I love a velvet lipstick. But what I didn't realize is that what they were naming as their velvets, like on the carousel display, were these guys. Now, I've already tried one of these. These are the Dior Rouge Forever Transferproof lipstick. I have the shade 999 in Dior Forever, which is their classic Dior red shade. And I didn't realize till I got home and I opened the box that it was the same formula. But what I did do was I got a different color. Now, the problem I had with this formula, although it does last fairly well, is that it's, first of all, in my opinion, not transfer proof. And second of all, I had problems with it kind of sticking to itself where my lips touched. So I would get a bald patch right here and right here. And I have other formulas that last long, but don't kind of clump together. Product from the top would get stuck to product on the bottom. So I would have kind of like a little ridge of product, like right where my lips touched. I find that I have other matte lipsticks that don't do that. So this wasn't my favorite. My intention was not, and I was like, you know, maybe I should just return it. But my thing was, I was wondering if I would like it if it was a nude shade that was close to my skin tone so you wouldn't see the bald patch. So I'm trying on this today going, I really want to love you. So many people do, but I think the red, it was too obvious where there was no lipstick. This one, by the way, is the shade Nude Style. It is another, let me swatch it real quick. Oh yeah, look, I have a type. All right, so this is Nude Style, but I'm hoping that this lipstick will be the sort of lipstick that I can put on and forget about and not worry about product kind of clumping up. Oh, she's pretty. She's so pretty. Now, the one thing I do want to remind you of is that this lipstick is heavily fragranced, and I noticed it the minute I pulled it out and I started swiping it on. The other thing you want to be careful of is, although it looks like it's square, it's not, it's rectangular. And if you put it on the wrong way, it's not going to go on. You want to make sure that you're not forcing it, because I did that with the other one and I didn't realize that it wasn't square, and I have a few little stress cracks. I do notice that when this product first came out and they had both the cap and the bullet like on a small display close to where the front of the store is when you're waiting in line, before it got put onto the Dior carousel, they had the caps on them and all the caps were cracked. Now, when you're there at the store, if this is on the Dior carousel, it's going to be sitting like this and you won't see the cap. But just keep that in mind. If you're paying $45 for a lipstick, you definitely want to make sure she's pretty and she lasts all day. All right, I feel like this has already started to dry down. And the problem I had was once it was dry, like smushing my lips together, you know, it does it a little bit, but it was so obvious with the red. I feel like this could actually be the lipstick that kind of redeems this formula for me. A red, it was too high maintenance red. I kept getting a bald patch in the middle. I think this is gonna be fine because it's close to my natural lip color. It's a little deeper, it's a little kind of more brown, but I really like the way that this wears, except for right here. So I don't know. Jury's still out. I'll have to check back with you on this, but I was hoping to try just the regular matte formula from Dior, but I did accidentally pick this up, and we'll see if she hangs out. Here's one that I have been lusting after for such a long time, and I nearly got it in a red because you know I love a red lipstick. It's like, no, 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 no. Do not buy a red lipstick. Do not buy another. I just did my red lipstick declutter. I will link it for you here as well as the description box down below, but I had 70 what red lipsticks? I cut it down to like, what, 40 or 50, somewhere in there. Anyway, I couldn't get this Armani lipstick in a red, although I really wanted it. Oh, I have so many red lipsticks. This I think is going to be very similar to the rest of what I have going on here. This is their Lip Power. This is supposed to be a long-lasting lipstick. It has a really interesting teardrop shape to it. Oh yeah, look at that. This is shade 109 Intimate. It's a little bit more nude than some of these rosier shades or other ones that are a little bit more brown. It has a really nice slip and glide to it. Let's see what happens when we put it on. Ooh. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm not smelling anything. I'm glad because the next two lipsticks I have definitely have a scent to them. I like that this smells like ingredients. I like that they're not trying to make it smell like something that it isn't. I love the packaging. The packaging is so svelte, so beautiful. I do like that it is a pink leaning nude. I feel like it actually looks really good, but it's more on the nude side of things and less pink. But this formula has a really nice creamy feel to it. I don't feel it as I'm talking. I feel like the one from Dior, as I'm talking, there's a little bit of tact to it. You can feel your lips kind of touching, and it's not like they're like pulling apart, but they're definitely, you can feel the contact. This one, I can't feel it. It doesn't feel heavy. It actually feels really lightweight, but it feels comfortable. After trying this nude lipstick and wiping it off and really kind of aggressively trying to get the stain off from the one from Kaja, it's nice to put something like this on. It's very comfortable. I'm really curious to see how long this wears when it comes down to that long wear claim that it has. The teardrop shape of this is supposed to help you kind of line your lips with it. I feel like I'm old enough now that lip liner isn't just like perfecting the line, it's kind of making sure things stay inside. But this has nourishing oils in it. I feel like I would probably prefer this with a lip liner. I'm not lining my lips today because I want to see what the lipsticks look like on their own. But I love how comfortable and how nice it is just applying it. It glides so nicely and it feels so comfortable. I might need one of the reds. I might need one of the other shades. They do have a line of what they're calling second skin nudes, as well as vibrant, punchier shades. But I don't know why I was like, do I really want to pay $45? Yes. Okay, I have been paying a lot for lipsticks for a long time, but luxury lipsticks have always been kind of like, I don't know, is it worth it? I'll have to let you know, but my initial thought is this one probably is. This one just feels really good. The last two I have are both Gucci lipsticks, another $45 lipstick, but I have one of the Satins and I have one of the mattes. These, I'm thankful, this along with the Armani, I picked up during the sale, so I got 20% off of these. And I feel like if you're planning to purchase a luxury lipstick, at any point, if you can ever get any percentage off, sale, what have you, that's the time to get it. Here's my one lone red lipstick. And I was hoping to get, this is the Satin formula. I was hoping to pick this up in the matte version, but it was sold out during the sale. So I thought, you know, let's get the shade, see if I like the shade. And if I do, and I like the matte formula because I have a different color in the matte, maybe it'd be worth picking it up. But I really liked this formula. The previous shade I got in this was one of the reasons I went back to exchange things, was because this formula was really nice and super comfortable. I just had a shade I wasn't going to use. It was described as a rosewood and it turned out being more peachy nude. It was called Painted Veil. So I'm hoping that going for a red is going to be exactly what I need. I love that this is a warm leaning red. This is very, very heavily fragranced. I feel like this one and the Dior one definitely have that signature scent. I think between the two, I prefer the one from Gucci, but they're fragranced. Just keep that in mind. Of course, packaging is 10 out of 10. If you're curious, all of their lipsticks have like a different packaging on them. The matte is the one that has what looks like little lines in it. The satin lipsticks have this beautiful Art Deco sort of filigree on that. This is the Voile Sheer lipstick. It comes with the flowers on it, and their Care and Glow lipsticks are skinnier, a little bit taller, and come with the black caps. The one that I don't have is the Balm, and the Balm I think comes with like a green, very similar lid component, very similar in color to their bronzer. I've been kind of trying a few Gucci things here and there, and I really like the way this feels on my lips. So when I originally did my Sephora haul, I put on the shade Painted Veil, and it was described as a rosewood nude, and no. I was expecting something along these lines here, and no, it was very much a warm, kind of peachy nude. Let me swatch this one for you here. There is Odalie red, but it's such a pretty orangey red. I liked the formula. I liked the way that it wore, but I wore it once for that video and I was like, this lipstick is going back. I didn't want to pay that $45 price, even though it was on sale for 20% off, for a lipstick, even though the formula I appreciated, where I felt like I could never just swipe it on. I love to mix my lipstick shades, but I've been doing that less and less in the last couple of years. I find that I'm just using one lipstick instead of cocktailing and mixing them together. So I wanted to buy something that I know I could drop in my purse, pull out, put in my pocket, pull out, and just slap on. And that's what the shade is going to be. They do have some cooler reds, some deeper reds, some brickier reds, but this one in this kind of bright orange, I think is going to be like my new summer shade. So here is the matte Gucci lipstick. I picked up the shade Peggy Taupe. Boy, she's looking very similar. Oh yes, this is what I've been wanting. I love that this is kind of a very rose leaning shade. This doesn't look taupe. I don't think it looks taupe. I feel like it looks more like a rosewood. And the shade they were calling rosewood looked more peach. Do not trust those photos online from Gucci. Oh no, they have been altered. As I was swatching on the back of my hand, it glides really nice. So let's see what it does on the lips. Oh yeah, creamy, comfortable, glides, no tugging. Oh wow, it's so, it feels so hydrating for a matte lipstick, but there's no shine. All right, again, very fragranced like the other satin lipstick, but this is an elegant lipstick. I feel like both of these are like, they're like little works of art. And I love that even though they're both gold components, like you can tell which is which based on, you know, like this more Art Deco or kind of like these vertical lines in the caps. I think that's really cool. But like, I don't know that there's much that's prettier than a Gucci lipstick. They're so pretty. Oh my goodness. So I really like the way this feels. It all comes down to how it wears. Now, the only one out of all 6 of these that I had tried and I love, and I can tell you I love, is this one. But it's the least elegant out of all of them. I feel like the rest of them have really pretty packaging. It's not just the Gucci, like the Armani is pretty. I do like kind of like this kind of quilted look here and the silver for the Dior. And this, I mean, come on, who's not gonna love pulling this out of a pocket or a handbag or wherever you would keep it? I love the way that these look. As I'm looking at these swatches, you know, the Kaja, the NARS, the Dior, the Armani, and these 2 Gucci ones, with the exception of that orangey red, boy, I definitely have a type, don't I? You know I love a pink leaning nude, and that's what I'm getting here. I feel like this one's more kind of like rosewood, more pink leaning. This one has more of that pink leaning feel. The stain that you get from the Kaja definitely leans more pink, and this one is more, these 2 are more like a brown nude and a pinky nude, but I definitely feel like they're all kind of, they're not identical color wise, but they're similar. And they're really what I've been reaching for, with the exception of either a red. It's my favorite shade and probably the one that I have with a little bit of nuance a lot through my collection. I do like that pink leaning nude. I don't like a peach nude or a beigey nude. I just find I don't reach for those. So I kind of know what I like. but I'm glad to try formulations I haven't tried before, things that are new on the market, things that are really easy. My oldest has been like, can I have that? I'm like, no, you can borrow it, but you can't have it. And I've been really curious about these Gucci lipsticks. Jury's still out on this one from Dior because I have another one of these in a shade that I just never reach for. I tried wearing it the other day and it was a disaster. This one may not stick around, but I'm wondering if this nude shade is gonna do better, and I'm not gonna have that visible patch here. I feel like it wears well, but the bright, bright, bright saturated colors always look funny where I have product that is not sitting well at the center of the lips where they touch. And I may not have that problem with this because, hey, it's nude and close to my actual lip color. So I'm curious. I will have to get back to you and tell you how these work out. Do I recommend them? Because when you're spending like, what, 4 of these are $45 a piece. With tax, that's $200 on lipsticks. Okay, for 4 lipsticks, that's a lot. I definitely want to make sure that you're spending your dollars wisely. I'm happy to do the testing, and I'm trying to figure out, like, are luxury products worth it? I feel like it can be hit and miss, but I think you're getting not just the product, but you're getting the name. The packaging is always a little bit, you know, bumped up. And I think that's fine, but when it comes down to it, unless you're like making a meal out of like putting on your lipstick in public, who's really gonna know? Sometimes for me, pulling something like this out makes me feel fantastic. And sometimes like the shape can help a lot. And sometimes it's just a lipstick. So I'll get back to you and I'll let you know. Thank you so, so much for watching today. I would love to know, do you have a type? Obviously I do. Are you looking for a certain type of lipstick? Do you have a favorite luxury or high-end lipstick? Are there products that you've been curious about and you haven't purchased and you haven't purchased and you haven't purchased? Tell me why it is, what's keeping you from making that purchase? Or is it just something that like you wait long enough and it's like, psh, not interested anymore? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so, so much for watching. Have a fantastic day and I will see you again soon.